Studios in Oklahoma City. This is an OSU update with John Helsley. I'm Jenny Carlson. John, it is time for basketball. Real live games this week, Friday and Sunday. I think that means you're going to be in Stillwater a bunch this weekend with a football game on Saturday. But what do we know about these opening two games?
Well, it's an opportunity for this team, really a team in transition, sort of a rebuilt team in a lot of ways, to get out and get a good start, really get a positive start to a season. They've got some familiar faces, but they have a lot of guys that are trying to find roles on this team, trying to establish, how many minutes they're going to play. And I think a lot of that's going to have to be settled here in these early games.
When you talk about familiar faces and unproven guys, and that leads well to question number two, it's the Michael Cobbins situation. He's a very familiar face coming back from that injury a year ago, but he's not going to be available these first few games.
He's not. It was very interesting. We show up at the arena on Saturday for their exhibition game this past Saturday, and there he is in street clothes. And right away you're like, oh no, did Michael Cobbins get hurt again? Well, no, this dates back to what was his redshirt freshman year. He played a total of 5 minutes in 2 games. And by NCAA rules, if you play in a game your redshirt year, you must sit 2. Well, the NCAA went ahead and allowed them to count the exhibition game. He'll sit 3 regular season games, and he will actually play again for the Cowboys this year.
Well, what about the guys that will have to play some in his absence? Because he's a guy that they're going to be counting on pretty significantly, but who maybe gets a chance to prove themselves a little bit.
This is an opportunity for a couple of guys. Anthony Allen, a junior college 7-foot center, counted on to come in and really provide some help. You'll get a look at him. Mitch Solomon is a freshman from Bixby. I think they have really great hopes for down the road. But the guy who really stands to benefit the most, if he can really seize the opportunity, is Mark Suchek. Mm-hmm. He's a senior. He's been around a while, guy from the Czech Republic. He really has some skills, but through his career, he hasn't really been able to find that niche. And he's had a great preseason even before this situation with Cobbins. I think maybe he gets an opportunity here to find a role.
Well, lastly, you talked about some new faces, and one that I think we're going to see a lot of is Anthony Hickey at point guard. You've gotten a chance to see him now in some competitive situations. What do you think about Hickey?
I think he's going to be a real difference maker for this team. If OSU is going to surprise, they need some things to happen. They need LeBron Nash to be great. They need a couple of young guys, maybe Jeffrey Carroll or Leighton Hammonds, to step up and really provide some things. But they need a point guard that can run this show. And I think Anthony Hickey might be that guy. He really has a great court awareness. He already knows where to find Phil Forte on the floor. He can score a little bit. Yeah. He's a great defensive player. I think he's going to be a great find.
Put him into some context for us. Marcus Smart's been the point guard the last couple years. Is he more Marcus Smart? Is he more, I don't know, what kind of mold of a point guard is this guy?
I think he's a lot like Byron Eaton, not the body necessarily of Byron Eaton, but that style of player. He really knows how to get his teammates involved. More of a true point guard. He can score if he has to, can get in the lane and make some things happen.
All right, thanks, John. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.